it's so nice being a part of a family and like not having my family here. Like they are my family and their parents, like people's parents take over for me. They give me hugs at games. They are so nice to me. Like the coaches are like family to me, to like check in on me. So it's really nice to have that like culture of people step in and like play that role for me.
Hey guys, I'm Isabel and welcome back to Bold. I am a huge fan of social media and finding new ways to use it. In this episode of Bold, I sit down with Madi Baker. She's a UST student who's also on the volleyball team, and the way she got recruited was through her Instagram. In this episode, we talk about how to leverage social media in order to meet your goals. We also talk about her experience playing volleyball here and how her faith plays a big impact in that. But before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and YouTube at MaxStudio.UST to stay in the loop and get a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at everything that we're working on. Now, let's jump into this episode of Bold with Madi. Welcome to Bold, Madi.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Madi Baker. I'm from Rancho Cucamonga, California. I'm a freshman on the UST Volleyball team here, and I'm a marketing major.
Yes, that's so awesome. Okay, so you started playing volleyball at 10 years old.
Yes.
That's so young.
Mm-hmm.
And why did you start playing volleyball?
It was just something I really wanted to play since my friends were playing it in elementary school. I was playing basketball too, but I wasn't a big fan of basketball. So I kept playing volleyball like through the city league, and then I went and played club. And once I started playing club, like I absolutely loved it and just kept playing.
And what do you love about volleyball?
Just the team environment, just being able to have like that family and just like that culture. Like it's just different than like contact sports, I guess, because you're like one with your team. You're not like spread out, I guess. So it's really fun.
Yeah, that's so good. And what made you keep playing? Because you've been 10 years old and now you're playing collegiate volleyball.
Right. I just wanted to keep playing because I've always had goals of wanting to play in college when I was younger. So like it's always motivated me, and just seeing older girls, like it just always motivated me because I always wanted to be that good. I always wanted to be that to someone, like to those younger girls. Like I always looked up to them. So it's really motivating to know like there's younger girls watching you too.
Yes. And now that you're at that position, like how does it feel? Is it like a dream come true?
Yeah, it is a dream come true. Not everyone plays at the next level. Like it's hard, like any level that you're at. So it's really cool. Having my little sister look up to me is really fun and motivating too.
Does she play volleyball?
Mm-hmm. She's 11.
Aww. So she was the same age
mm-hmm.
when
she started when she was like 8.
Wow. Because of you?
Yeah. and she's my height. Yeah, she's really tall.
And how does it feel like having her like looking up to you? And
it's cool because I know she's gonna go D1, so she better.
Dang, putting pressure on her already.
Mm-hmm.
Like what impact has volleyball made on your life?
It's really just grown me as a person. I've always had influential coaches just tell me like volleyball isn't just to play the sport, like it's to teach you life lessons. And I've learned a lot of life lessons just from like being 10 to 18 now. Like I've just learned a lot working with other people, working with coaches. Like that's something that you'll never get if you were never a part of a team and have those experiences in life.
Can you share a life lesson that you learned?
How to work well with others that you may not get along with. Like I feel like that's a really big one because when you're in a team environment, you're not always going to get along with everyone, but you learn to like navigate through that and go through those type of things, overcome adversity, like injuries, like playing time, that type of thing. Like you overcome that and you learn.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And I think it's like lessons that you need to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And if some people like who don't play sports, like you don't get that life lesson, like that's something you may not get to experience being in the workplace. Like that could be the first time you're experiencing something like that. So it's good being a part of a team and learning that at a young age and overcoming that because then you're prepared for the workforce and everything.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and let's talk about how you got recruited for UST. Like I think this is so cool. So you had an Instagram.
Yes.
And that's how you got recruited?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, talk to me more about that.
So I had a volleyball Instagram. It was a really big thing being in California. I know like everyone's doing it now. So you have like a volleyball Instagram and a regular Instagram. You post like your film, you post highlights. You like follow the schools that you want to like that you're interested in, and you like their content because you know they'll see your name popping up. You're just really consistent with it. So it was very cool like being able to do that as being like tech savvy, you know, like younger generation, I guess, compared to like sending emails. Like I was not the person to send emails. So it was really cool being able to have like an account and like post that because I like social media and everything with that has to do with it.
Yeah. So why did you choose like that route, like the Instagram route and not like the email route?
So I did do both, actually.
Okay.
I did email, but because there are more like old-fashioned coaches that want the email. But then most of the coaches nowadays, like you'll email them, they'll give you your phone number, and like you can just text them, and then a lot of them will follow you on Instagram. So it was just much easier to just like wake up, like put some video together and post it, and like tag schools or like their stuff so they can go and look at your profile, compared to like sending like a very thorough email like once a week.
Yeah.
I thought it was much easier. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what kind of stuff would you post?
I'd post highlights from like games. I'd post like what games I'm going to, like tournaments, and what court I'd be on, times I'm playing. So if they're looking at, I'd post like any of my lifts. I'd like lift and work out a lot. So I'd post that. I post a lot of my ACL recovery. Just things with that, like how we did in tournaments, any of the film. We'd post practice film if I would be able to practice. Just all kinds of things like that. I'd post pictures if like we had parents take pictures. It was really cool to be able to like post all that.
Yeah. So anything you could, you would just post.
Yeah, I would post a lot, actually. I'd be posting like maybe once every other day sometimes. Like if I had a lot of content, especially if it was in the middle of like club season, like I'd be really active on that.
But like you need to be, right?
Yeah, you definitely need to be really active so coaches can look at that, because if you're not, then they can't keep up with you, you know. Like you're updating everyone on your life, so
Yeah.
it's fun to like update people. I thought that was really cool just to be like, oh, this is what I'm doing, and people like commenting like, oh, that's so cool, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, it is really cool. And that's how USC found you, right?
Mm-hmm. I saw Coach Burt in like my profile views in UST, and I was like, I don't even know what school this is, but I'll look at it and I was like, oh, it's in Houston. I really wanted to be like in a big city, because you know I'm kind of in a biggish city back home, so that's just kind of like where I wanted to go, and that's how I saw, and I messaged her on Instagram. So yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works out.
Yeah, all because of Instagram.
Definitely. That's just what everyone's doing nowadays.
So what advice do you have for someone that's trying to leverage social media to meet their goals? And it doesn't even have to do with like recruitment and sports.
I would say be creative. I would use like national holidays, like National Women in Sports Day, and post pictures. Like that's just kind of something creative. I thought it was cool. Like people see volleyball pictures, like me going out, like team bonding. So I just post pictures of me with some of the girls, or like National Women in Sports Day and National Sports Day, just like any action photos, I'd post stuff like that. So I feel like just being creative with that, like you don't have to post for that, but I would kind of get creative with that. Or like, I know some people that would post like, if it was like cat day, dog day, like they'd post with their dog, like just kind of being creative with that so people can see who you are and what kind of person you are on social media.
Yeah. Any more advice?
I would say be consistent as well. Like take tons of film, take all kinds of footage, like post whatever, and don't be afraid to post it, because like you're showing yourself off. It's your social media. Like make it you, like be true to yourself on there and show as much as you can of yourself. And that's really what you want to do.
That's so good. And I like how that like doesn't just apply to like volleyball and like getting recruited, but just like to anyone.
Right.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. All right, guys. So now we're going to go into the Jack, and Edgardo and Madi are going to play some volleyball.
Thank you, Isabel. My name is Edgardo Giron. We're at the Jack with Madi Baker. Today we're going to be playing volleyball while we talk about her ACL experience, how she tore it, and just basically how her whole volleyball experience went after that. When did you tear your ACL, and how was the recovery after that?
I tore my ACL in January of 2021 and came back in October of 2021. I had a allograft, which is a cadaver tendon, and I had a 7-month recovery coming back. I've played with an ACL brace for almost 2 years with it, but it helped me strengthen my leg to come back and play like this season without a brace.
Yeah.
But I think that really helped in just being really into lifting and consistent with my physical therapy, and I kind of use that to motivate me on my social media as well, so people can see my journey coming back.
So you said people were seeing your journey. Did you get any messages? Anybody reach out to you?
Yeah, I had people message me. Even like last week, I had people messaging me just talking about it, saying that they're going through the same thing and just needing advice. And like, did you experience this? Did you have that? Like, what helped you? What doubts? Like, just advice. And it was really nice to like message people and like be there for them, because I know they're looking at my stuff still, even though it's like almost 2 years old. Like, just to help them out.
So when creating your Instagram, did you have that in mind to inspire others? Was that a part of your goal? or was it mainly just to get recruited?
It really wasn't a huge thing at the time, but when I realized how many people I was like creating to look at my page for it that were like in the same situation, it was really nice to see that people were using my stuff to like help motivate them and like give them a sense of comfort, like, oh, if she did it, like I can do it, kind of thing. People reaching out, like it was really nice to have people look up to me in that sense, but that wasn't why I was doing it to start, but it was really nice to have that.
You're a role model. You're a role model out to these people, to your little sister.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. So moving on, this is your first season back playing without the brace, right?
Yeah.
So I want to touch back when you were younger a little bit. When you were younger, you said you went international. How was that?
About 2 years ago.
How was that? Yeah.
It was really cool. So I played in Australia the season after I got cleared. So it happened like going into my 17th season. I got cleared, so I played my whole 17s, played in Australia. It was really cool. We finished like 4th in their 19 and under division with these girls from all over the country that I've never played with. It was really fun. And then I went to Italy this past April and played with my club team, and we took first in the Verona tournament. So it was really cool to have that experience.
Okay, I see. That's good. Yeah. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. We're going to go back to the studio. Thank you, Isabel. You got the rest.
All right, so we're back, and let's talk about you moving from California to Texas.
It really wasn't easy, but it really was a dream of mine to play in college and kind of just move away from home. Like, I absolutely adore my family, but I'm a very independent person. I really wanted to like get out of my shell and do something, and I wasn't gonna let like my dreams hold me back. I wasn't gonna let that hold me back, and it was nice having a supportive family to like just push me and be like, do it, go ahead. And I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull the trigger and go. And having that like support is so nice to be able to come all the way here and like still enjoy it, but know like they still love me and they're still there and they're always calling me. They're always watching every single live stream. So it's really nice to have that support because it makes it so much easier, even though it is hard.
Yeah. That's so good. Aw. And when were you like, okay, I'm doing this? Because like that's like a big decision. And I don't like, for me, like it's hard for me to make decisions and like know that's like, okay, yes, this is something I'm going to do. So when did you like, okay, this is the right decision for me?
So just looking at tons of schools, like you just have that feeling of like, you know, it's where you're supposed to be. I know like so many people told me that and I was like, okay, so when is that going to happen? Because like you can't force it. And there's a lot of schools I feel like I tried to force just like, this is where I want to go, but it's like, it doesn't feel right. And the coach makes a huge impact to that. And like when I came on my visit to UST, like I absolutely loved it. Being like a Catholic school and being Catholic, like that already was like great. But like the coach was nice, the atmosphere was so nice. Southern hospitality is real. California does not have that. Like it is real, and I loved it. Being out here, even my mom was like, "This feels like the place you should be," and I adored it. Like being on campus, immediately I was like, "This is where I'm gonna go." And so when I got the call from Bert, like, oh, we're offering you whatever, I was like, yes, I'm taking it because like I know that's where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, I think when you're like having to face a decision, like you know the answer. Like
Right.
as cheesy as it sounds, like when you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's so good. And how is it playing volleyball here?
It's fun. I really love the culture. Everyone's a family. Like I said, Southern hospitality is real. Like everyone's so nice. Like it's so nice being a part of a family and like not having my family here. Like they are my family and their parents, like people's parents take over for me. They give me hugs at games. They are so nice to me. Like the coaches are like family to me, to like check in on me. So it's really nice to have that like culture of people step in and like play that role for me.
Yeah, oh, that's so good. And how was the adjustment from like high school to college for you?
So just volleyball in general from California here, it is different. So it was kind of a hard adjustment going from like learning everything your whole life like a certain way and it being different here. So that's been like a big adjustment, I'd say, but I'm really trying to catch on. Like it's motivating me to like want to get better and 1% better every single day of just like, I'm going to catch on to this today. I'm going to catch on to this, like a different thing every single day. But it is like everyone's bigger. Like you're playing against girls that are like almost 5 years older than you. Whereas in high school, like you could have that if you're a freshman, but still like it's different in college and no one really gets it until like you're actually in college. Like I had people tell me and I was like, oh, like, you know, like it's in high school you experience that, but it's way different in college. Everyone's bigger, faster, stronger. Like they're playing at that high level and they could be up to 5 years older because of super seniors and whatnot.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel?
It's kind of like at first it was a little nerve wracking, but I will say like now it's kind of like a challenge. Just like, okay, you're 5 years older than me and I get to go up against you. It's like, look at me, like, look at me. I can go against you now. And it's like, like I've learned different things than you have, especially coming from California. So like you don't know what I can do and vice versa. So it's kind of like a challenge. I like to take that challenge.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so good. And how has your experience been at UST regardless of volleyball?
It's been really good. I like the Catholic community. It's really nice to have that. I went to a Christian high school, so I grew up like in the faith-based curriculum, but I really like having that. I like the small class sizes, being able to like be one-on-one with your professor, like have that relationship. I really like the curriculum that they have. Like it's very set in stone, and everyone's doing the same thing like with core classes. So it's nice to know like there's other people taking the same classes as you and like going on that journey with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you talked about this a little bit, but how is like your faith impacted being at UST?
Feel like it's just grown in my faith, like being able to meet other people who are faith impacted. It's really nice we're doing like the Catholic student athletes. We're trying to start that up. So it's really cool to be like one with that, because I have a lot of ideas coming from a faith-based high school. And like, we were really passionate in our faith. Like we played for God. We prayed every single game. Like we had Bible verses on shirts, everything like that. So it's really cool, like to be able to be a part of that and hopefully bring that into athletics next year. So that's really cool that I can like show my faith and like give back to the school in a sense. Already like as a freshman, like make my mark in a sense.
Yeah, I love that so much. Okay, so social media, right? So like that's like a big part of you. Why did you choose to do marketing major?
Just having my volleyball Instagram, I really learned like I like doing that. I like showcasing myself. I like creating all that like content. And that's something I really want to do. I really want to be in sports marketing, like sports social media marketing, and do the digital marketing. That's just something I'm really becoming passionate about.
Yes, that's so cool. I love that because it like brings everything about you like together.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you so much, Maddie, for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay bold.